Hello, people. Casper here from, or aka Uselink. We need to do the daily recap on a Sunday, but this is based on Friday's action. It is what it is, but we can have a look at what happened Friday and maybe what's to come for the week. Big week, I think, for a lot of commodities. But we will definitely dive into that. So stay tuned. First off, let's see here what kind of data that comes in here on tomorrow, basically on Monday. That could have any potential big movements here. There is in China coming in some industrial productions year over year, and also retail sales is also a big number, I will say, that can definitely move a lot of things here. And also you have the unemployment rate. So big numbers coming out of China that should definitely be looked at. This comes out basically in roughly 4 hours, I think. 4 hours they come out. Then we have Europe. 2 hours after the open, we have core CPI coming out and CPI, and there's also some big numbers coming out of Europe. So even though we don't have any, US or American data that is of anything in my view, we do have Europe coming up with big numbers and China. So again, two big continents that could definitely potentially move things in either direction. So yes, let's see here where we are from the charts. Again, what happened last Friday? Silver up 1.5% on Friday. Since we are at the weekly closes, we're looking at the weekly stuff, the weekly candles. And basically, that trend line that comes down there connects with the 2011 high. So again, we are trying to break out from it. We have done it multiple times for the past 2 years, but couldn't quite do it. But again, the momentum is pretty damn strong for now. You know my level, 26, that's the one to get through. But we are definitely having some great weekly green candles here. I do know that we have the FOMC coming this week. I think it is Wednesday. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Again, that could be the big trigger that will be an explosion either way. What they do here, the alignment, for silver sitting where it is right now, and given the fact that we have the FOMC meeting coming out, I think it's a big event. Gold down 0.2% for that day, and with a tiny red week here. But after this massive breakout there, for now, this is just, not a nothing really. Still looks incredibly good. I do think here that we are right here. That's where we are. Gold looks really, really good. Every single dip that we get, depending on what time frame you use, should be bought up as long as we hold this golden trend line here coming across roughly 2065. As long as it holds, you buy gold. Oof, the gold to silver ratio, guys, it's teasing with it now, because now it is retesting yet again that long-term golden trend line here. And you know what I want to see? I want this to break down. As soon as we, break out from the apex here and we come down again, that will be a rocket ship, but in, a downward direction. And that means that silver is finally going to outperform gold. And I'm making a video about, the precious metals bull market in question mark, if we are in a bull market or not. So I will not say anything more about this. You have to check that one out. The Dixie, is it flat for that day? I don't think so. It may be more or less. But anyways, weekly stuff here. There's a lot of crap going on there, but don't mind it. The weekly candle that we had basically came back up and retesting that big level or zone between 103 to 106. That's a big support and resistance zone, basically, testing it from below there. Bitcoin here, don't mind, the 4.5%. This is for today. I think it was down on Friday, but the weekly candle that we are about to form in half an hour is, it's not a doji, but it is definitely a candle with a huge wick to the upside, a huge wick on the upside, and a huge wick, below. So that's indecision. And basically, if we ever, close below there, very bearish. Or if we can take out the previous wick high, then again, it's bullish. I have my bias, but I've been wrong many times. But I do have a longer term fractal that I think is playing out I have posted about it. You can check it out. It is basically in relation to Amazon. Very simple, very similar, excuse me, fractal playing out. Oil, massive week for oil. We're above 80, and that is just such a big psychological level to get above 80. We're also above this neckline here. Why is it drawing so weird? Anyways, and we're basically above right now here. This points to 92. That measured move is 92. So basically we're coming back up to here if this fractal or this setup holds true. Lovely. GDX, again with the green week, not a massive green week, but again, after we broke that tiny wedge there into the blue support, it has been a one-way street. Beautiful. SIL, same thing again here into the green support, and boom, up we go. When are we happy? When this golden rail gets taken out. Simple stuff. Simple stuff. The uranium spot price with a tiny bounce here. Nothing much really, don't need to get complex. It basically just tagged the 30 weekly moving average, which is nice, and we're getting a bounce. But as you can see, pointing out here, we have had, between 20 and 30% move drawdowns ever since we basically turned bullish. So URNM with a very good Friday close, 3.5%. On a weekly basis, we have a very, very strong hammer candlestick there. Short term, I'm not sure yet. We're getting close. I did the uranium flash update or URNM flash update yesterday. Check it out. Short term, I still need that tiny bit, confirmation. But again, the weekly stuff here could potentially be that we tag this blue trend line here, and now we have a major weekly hammer. But definitely check out the URNM flash update. The 10-year rates, same thing as more or less same thing as the DXY, into big resistance at, you guessed it, 4.3. So we're basically bouncing right now between the big level 4.1 and 4.3. And just like copper, if we get below there, insanely bearish, above there, insanely bullish on the 10-year rates. Palladium is still showing very good signs of a bottom here. Right now we are at 1111. Why is that important? That is roughly the 2001 high over here. Maybe if we add it a bit better, it's actually 1100. So you can see here we're coming into a lot of resistance here on the weekly. But short term, we have made that daily inverted head and shoulders, and the target is, I can't remember exactly, you can do that yourself. Platinum, nice green week, a bit of a wick at the top there, so you cannot have it all, but still a great week for platinum, up 1.5%. Copper, basically the big winner last week. Look at that breakout, up 2% Friday, and it's actually up, I think, a lot this week. Holy bananas. 6% this week alone, with a massive weekly candlestick breakout here. Basically, there are no wicks in this candle, and we took out the big $4 level. I am very, 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 very bullish on copper right now. This is, again, nothing is certain, but this is, in my view, the beginning of a massive uptrend in copper. The only thing that would negate this is that if we suddenly just come way hard down below the $4 level, then obviously that has changed. But for now, you have to be bullish right here. This is a mega weekly candle above a big level. Basically, we've been in a range for the past year here, so that's kind of big. Good. Let's see here. We have the Twitter stuff as well. Let's dig in. TrendSpider here with Oxy. If energy stocks keeps ripping, this monthly setup of Oxy should not be overlooked. Basically, massive move up, sideways action. This is extremely, extremely bullish. Also note this volume shelf here. If we start to blast higher, I mean, overall on the monthly here, getting above that shelf, it's just overall bullish. And I think if we resolve here, yes, we're going to visit the 2018 highs and beyond, in my view, but that would be a big resistance. Obviously, the flagpole high is always also resistance. But again, the setup is stunningly beautiful for Oxy. Nasdaq versus energy, retest complete. Energy should outperform tech going on. So again here short, and that's because everything is, you know, probabilities. But basically the 2000 and the 2000 high, the dot-com bubble, we're retesting it again here from below. You could argue that you have an inverted head and shoulders going across here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So we shall see. Again, if we drop below the neckline, I can't see the ratio number, but if we drop below the neckline there, then I agree. Energy stocks is going to outperform the NASDAQ or the tech. For chart here, junior silver miners, the SILJ for the past 3 days was knocking on that 3-year resistance. Let's see if it backs up a bit here or breaks out immediately next week. We have this, you know, resistance line coming down here. We are basically knocking on it right there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Silver, again here, silver is breaking out from a 4-year consolidation, looking pretty good to me. Just waiting for silver miners to confirm the move. You can see here basically also what I showed. We're trying to break out here. I'm a bit more convinced about the 26, but definitely anything here between 25 and 26, I think things could go really, really quick, really, really fast. That was incorrect. It can go, you know, heavily to the upside really, really fast. Anywhere between 25 and 26. So looks really, really good. The only thing, if you go to a 4-hourly chart, you can see a rising wedge here. But again, I wouldn't put that much into it. Maybe we get a tiny pullback, but I think this is the real deal. I really, really do. Alfonso here with oil refiners are coming out of a massive base to new all-time highs. This is crack, C-R-A-K. You can see there just beautiful technical stuff, and we are breaking out there. And just as we see oil doing really well also. Massive, massive entry, by the way, right there. Beautiful. Last but not least, we have uranium atomic here. We have broken out of this bullish falling wedge pattern, retested and go, in his opinion. So this is the Sprout Physical Uranium Trust on the daily. Yep, there you have it, falling wedge, and we're breaking out. Also, if you look into on the 1-hourly or the 4-hourly, that's happening here. Very, very, and I'll say it again, very textbook Vikov accumulation on the 4-hourly. Looks good. Looks really, really good. Again, let's see where this takes us. Guys, have an amazing Sunday. Next week, I will be, you know, on here almost every night doing these videos for you. I love to do them. Have an amazing rest of your weekend. Bye.